In this AstroPictionary physics math problem, we're going to calculate average acceleration. So we have a car that accelerates from 20 meters per second to 25 meters per second in 4 seconds as it passes a truck. What is its average acceleration over time? First thing you need to do is to analyze the problems in approaching physics problems. You need to break the problem down into what is given and what is needed to be found. In this case, it's saying, what is the average acceleration? So that's your clue of which type of problem you want to use to solve. In this case, we're going to write a given, a find, an equation, and a solution. In the find, we want to write average acceleration. And in the equation, we want to write the equation for average acceleration. Average acceleration is given by equals delta V over delta T, where delta is always defined as final minus initial. So all you need to do is replace the letter in front of the or after the delta with the appropriate final minus initial. In this case, it's V, so it's going to be V final minus V initial, where V is velocity, divided by T final minus T initial. Now that we know what we need to find, we've chosen our equation. Now we know we need to find V's and T's, velocities and times. So we go back to our problem and see what we have. We're given 20 meters per second and 25 meters per second and 4 seconds. So we know by the units, meters per second, that that is a speed. So now we need to determine which one is the initial and which one is the final speed. It says a car accelerates from and to. So the 20 meters per second is initial and the 25 meters per second is final. So we just need to substitute that in. So the initial and the final, we take 25 minus 20, and I'm going to keep my units separate. So I have meters per second, so I'm just going to make a meter per second here. So it's 25 minus 20, both units are meters per second, so I put a meter per second here. Now I need my T final minus T initial. Now I'm given only a time of 4 seconds. I have to decide if that is the final time or the initial time. So a car accelerates from to in 4 seconds. So it started here and then it ended up over here. So here is where the 4 seconds is. And that's the final. And it started out over here, and we can just have our stopwatch start at 0 seconds. So this is our initial. So we have 4 seconds and 0 seconds. So our final time is 4 seconds minus 0 seconds. I forgot to put my units separate. So we have 4 minus 0. And it's seconds is in the denominator, so I'm going to put another second in the denominator over here. So I'm going to once again just keep my math simple. Put my A here. I'm just carrying it down. 25 minus 20 is 5. And then 4 minus 0 is 4. And then now I need to do my units. So I've got a meter on the top. And then I have 2 seconds, and that's a multiply. Second times second is second squared. Just like 2 times 2 is 2 squared, second times second is second squared. Now we check. Acceleration units are meters per second squared, so that is correct. So I'm going to put an equal sign, and now I need to divide this out, so I need a calculator. The easiest one to go to is a Google calculator. So I look for calculator Google or Google calculator, and up pops up this scientific calculator. And I want to solve for 5 divided by 4. So I put in 5 divided by 4 equals, and I get a value of 1.25. So my answer is going to be 1.25 meters per second squared. Now it's a vector. Acceleration is a vector. That little hat above the A indicates as a vector. So I need to give a direction. Now I have a positive value here, but I like to put directions in. I'm going in this direction, and so I need to put an arrow here. I am going in that direction. So that's my final answer, and I box it. I now found my average acceleration.